Good morning, Staples. It's Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. I'm Andres Marmello.
And I'm Miley Fitzpatrick. We have a fantastic show for you today, completely student produced. More about that after the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To start it off, we'd like to send it over to the boys who found out a bit more about one of Staples' many clubs that is all about giving back.
Hello, Staples. We're here with the president and the founder of the Save the Children's Club, Jess Shaw. So Jess, what exactly is Save the Children?
Save the Children is an international organization that works in over 120 countries, basically to help children in every way, from education, building schools in villages, or giving children school supplies or animals to use as livestock.
So how did you get involved with the organization?
My little brother and sister were both adopted from Guatemala as newborns, and I've been to over 40 countries, so I've seen a lot of poverty among children, and I wanted to do something to help them. And also Save the Children was headquartered in Westport, Connecticut, and they didn't have a club at Staples, so I thought that it would be good to have a club for them.
So what do you do during the meetings?
So every year we have an annual advocacy summit in April, where Save the Children members go to DC to lobby with senators and congressmen about children's issues with Save the Children. So we prepare for that during our meetings. We also have Save the Children Club bracelets that we sell and give out to raise awareness of the organization and the club. Our main focus is just to raise awareness about children's issues, and then our second goal would be fundraising.
What type of fundraisers do you do?
We had a malnutrition awareness run in October of 2012 that was held at Staples High School, and we raised over $4,500 from local businesses and had over 600 students from Staples High School come.
Thanks, Jess, for this club preview. If you want to join the Save the Children Club, Facebook message here. And now let's throw it back to the host.
Matthew wanted to find out more about an award that Principal John Dodig won. Here's what he found out.
In 12 on Schools, the principal at Staples High School in Westport was honored today for his positive impact on his students. The civil rights legal organization Lambda Legal held a brunch, silent auction, and fashion show at Mitchell's clothing store in Westport. Among the honorees was Principal John Dodig. Dodig has been an educator for 46 years and the principal at Staples for 11 years. 15 years ago, he says he decided to let people know he was gay. He says he is humbled by today's recognition.
Well, I was contacted by Lambda Legal, which, by the way, is an organization devoted to LGBTQ issues throughout the nation. And they always recognize one national figure, and then they always choose someone local. I guess the reason for that is to help ticket sales. So they notified me that I had been chosen to be the local recipient of their prestigious award, and I accepted. It was that I had an opportunity in a very public setting, and also on Channel 12 and in several newspapers, to say that my goal as a principal has been to try to eliminate the possibility of a high school student being so scarred in high school that he or she carries that scar as an adult for the rest of his or her life. And I say that because I know many people, even my age, who often talk about something horrible that happened to them in high school. Now that I look back on my life, I can say that that's been my major goal. And a cause for personal satisfaction has been that since I've been here, just about everybody has bought into that concept. So I'm very proud of all the adults in this building, and I have to say once again how proud I am of the students in this building who either, number one, have bought into this whole concept that there's no room for bullying and being kind feels better.
For you today, so it doesn't get much better than this. I never in my life dreamed that I would be standing here in front of a group like this being honored for this cause. I am a very happy man. Thank you very much for this honor. I truly appreciate it.
We have many talented animators at Staples, and Justin went out to find more about the class that we offer here.
My name's Carla Eichler. I'm an art teacher here at Staples, and I teach the animation class. Animation is in its first year this year, and the class is basically an intro to animation as an art form, and primarily the biggest focus is obviously creating art that moves through time, that deals with time and motion and movement, which is something new to the art department.
My name is Joseph Francois, and the project I'm working on is a flash animation about a red dolphin who fights communist penguins.
The focus of the class is giving students a chance to explore multiple mediums in animation, and also to learn the fundamental principles of animation. So the course starts out with a general introduction to the history of animation, and we watch a lot of videos, and we watch a lot of animation and talk about how animation has developed over the past 150 years. We start out with flip books with pencil and Post-its, and we move to Flash. So every student has a chance to create a few projects in Flash. We learn about how to create walk cycles, natural human movement, natural movement in general, the physics of how things move in time. For instance, how to create a bouncing ball that looks normal. Students will then also have a chance to work in a media called rotoscoping, which is basically drawing over video frames, frame by frame. The Yellow Submarine, the Beatles movie, was made using rotoscoping. We do 2 stop motion assignments. Stop motion projects are done in groups of 3, mainly because you need multiple sets of hands to control the media. This semester we did a claymation, and we also did a whiteboard animation. It may change from semester to semester as to what kinds of materials we use.
Hi, I'm Ken. I'm actually working on my video supplement for college, and I decided that I wanted to do a mix between animation and live action. So part of it's stop motion, and part of it is actual video. So stop motion is essentially taking a series of pictures and shortening the length of those pictures so that it looks like video, so it looks like continuous movement.
My advice for any student thinking to take the class is that it's fun. I didn't know anything going in, so it's okay if you don't know anything, and that you'll enjoy it.
How you can sort of pick off at any sort of at any point in the game, sort of, because I have been doing animation since I did at least stop motion since I was in middle school, and Miss Eichler sort of let me do sort of my own thing, while people who had never done stop motion before were still able to get the basics done and come up with their own products.
This sounds like a super interesting class. If you're interested in this field of artwork, you should consider taking it next year.
Up next is an interesting piece on the Hour of Code.
Hey Staples.
We were interested in the Hour of Code that our science classes participated in before break.
And we decided to go and talk to some adults in the building to learn more about it.
Alright, so all the science students at Staples High School participated in the Hour of Code. The Hour of Code is a nationwide, or actually it's an international event sponsored by Code.org, and it's designed to promote awareness of computer programming and coding amongst all school age children, whereas other students who had never had any exposure with computer programming got their first taste of it, and from what I've heard, some of those students found it really interesting and compelling.
Thanks, Dr. Sheets.
Now here's Mr. Dewey to talk to us more about the interest of programming at Staples High School.
Last year, Hour of Code was done at the middle school, and we noticed this year a dramatic influx of middle school age students coming into the high school wanting to do programming, and with a little bit of prior experience to drive that interest. Here at the high school, we did Hour of Code this year, and I heard from most teachers and many students that it went over pretty well. I saw some very interested students in my physics class that requested the next class, could we do that again? I think that it will continue to drive interest doing it here and support our programming classes. I think ultimately what I love about Hour of Code is it introduces all students to this idea of computational thinking. Thinking with a computer and using a computer to be like fully literate, writing in addition to reading, you might say.
Thanks, Mr. Dewey. As you can see, the interest in programming is rising in our community.
Now here's President Obama addressing the nation on the Hour of Code.
Hi, everybody. Last year, students and teachers across our country celebrated Computer Science Education Week with an Hour of Code. They learned new skills, programmed games and apps, and realized that while no one is born a computer scientist, becoming a computer scientist isn't as scary as it sounds. With hard work and a little math and science, anyone can do it. For this year's Computer Science Education Week, more than 48 million people have already signed up, and we're hoping even more of you will get involved. Don't just consume things, create things. Take an hour to learn more about the technology that touches every part of our lives. That's how you can prepare yourself with the skills you need for your future. And it's how you can help prepare our country for the future as well. America's always been a nation of tinkerers and builders and inventors. We brought the world everything from the light bulb and the telephone to the iPad and the internet. So whether you're a young man trying his hand at programming for the first time, or a young woman who's already hard at work on the next big thing, we're counting on you, America's young people, to keep us on the cutting edge. Thanks, everybody, and happy coding.
Thanks to all the teachers that we interviewed.
We hope you learned something about the significance of programming, not only here in our community, but also around the world.
And now we're going to throw it on back to the host.
A lot of our seniors are learning about the acceptances to the colleges they applied to, but there are also a few of our juniors who are finding out the same thing.
The girls talked to Nathan Panzer more about this.
We interviewed Nathan Panzer for committing to Maryland University for baseball as a junior.
Hi, I'm Nathan Panzer, a junior here at Staples, and I committed to Maryland to play baseball in July. Ever since I was 6, I've been playing with my dad in the backyard. He was throwing BP to me ever since I was young. And then, from there it kind of developed into a travel league situation and to where I am now. Right now I play for a travel team called Baseball U with a few of my buddies, Ben Kasparius, Noe Yokoi, a few other guys from Staples that tag along with me, and it's pretty cool to play with them. But it's a long process. We have early morning workouts here at Staples. You got to get up at 5:30 and do your thing there. And then after school there's lifting and all that stuff that comes with it. So it's just a process, and it's long and it's hard. The committing process, it starts out fun, but then it gets you get a little anxious towards the end. Traveling to all the schools I did, it was a blast. I had a chance to visit Penn State, Stony Brook, Boston College, and Maryland, which were the 4 schools I was really looking at. And at the end of the day, I really thought that Maryland was the best fit for me. Just academically, it's exactly where I needed to be. From a baseball standpoint, they're one of the top teams in the nation, so you can't get any better than that. And location-wise, it wasn't too close to home, which I really enjoyed. Ever since I was little, I had the goal to play in college, but I never really thought it was possible until a few years ago when my coach from travel, kind of proposed the idea of traveling around and going to Florida and Georgia for national showcases. And then ever since I did that, I got connected with Coach Vaughn, who was the Maryland recruiting coordinator. And then he connected with me with Coach Sheff, who was the head coach, and I've been down there a few times, and that's how it kind of carried over.
Thanks for watching. Now back to our host.
Congratulations, Nathan, and we'd also like to say congrats to Jordan Ragland, who is committed to the University of New Hampshire.
Now over to sports.
Good morning, Staples. I'm Colin Hoy. We'd like to start off our sports portion of the show with a special coach's tip.
For our last coach's tip, we have a new coach, Coach Owen, and we also have some past reminders from old coaches.
Well-rounded, a lot of different sports. Enjoy yourself while you're young. Thanks.
Set goals for that day. Set the goal for that day, whether it's homework or training for a sport, and win that day.
Whatever you do, don't get stressed out.
Enjoy where you are and stop worrying about where you're going.
Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
When you're practicing for a game or an event, always practice at game speed and with a purpose.
It's been fun giving you guys all these tips. Now let's throw it back to the host.
Basketball is life.
Thanks to all the coaches who participated in these words of wisdom every week. Up next, we have a piece about one of the most famous sports at Staples, rec basketball.
What's up, Staples? We run around the school asking the rec basketball players what they thought about this upcoming season.
Really looking forward to the upcoming season. It's a good way to spend your Thursday nights, and it's a good time. It's a good time.
What does rec basketball mean to me? Well, it's easy. It means everything to me. Wake up every day thinking about winning March Madness. And that's the only thing I think about every single day.
How are you feeling about the upcoming season?
Feeling great. Senior, going up with juniors. Won it last time I was with these kids. We'll do it again.
How are you feeling going into tonight's home opener?
I feel very confident. Feel good about our chances this season. We're going to have fun.
Look what they're wearing.
I have the former rec MVP on my team. How can I lose?
How do you feel about tonight's home opener for rec?
I don't know about that, but I think my rec debut is going to be something spectacular. People should watch out for it.
Go!
Thanks to Jack Marsilio and his group for that piece, and good luck to all the rec basketball players on the rest of your season. On the topic of basketball, here's this week's Outside the Locker Room with the girls' basketball team.
Good morning, Staples. Today we are here with the girls' basketball team. This is Gabby Perry and Melissa Perry, two juniors on the team that is coming in on a 3-3 start and going into their matchup against Ward next Friday. Girls, what are you thinking about that game?
I'm excited. I think that it's going to be a tough game and it's going to be fun.
So what do you think about facing your former coach, Coach Hatton, in this game?
Should be interesting. It's gonna be fun to see how he knows how we play. It's gonna be interesting to see how that goes.
So what has been the best result of your season so far?
I would say our first game that we played against Norwalk, because we came out really well and we won our first game.
That's awesome. So how do you feel about the new coach?
I think that he's a great improvement to our team, and he's helped a lot of us improve and get better throughout the season so far.
And I also think that his coaching style is very different from the past few years we've had, and it's a great change.
Well, thanks, girls, for joining us, and now back to the hosts.
That's all for sports this week. Now let's send it back to Andres and Miley to wrap it up.
It's been a great semester of shows this year for the Period 2 class, and we're happy to pass the baton on to the next class.
Have a great day today, and good luck with all your new classes.
Bye.
Bye.